Whenever you find yourself involved in the process of self-reproach, use this method to cope with it. One of the signs of the emergence of the mental ego in humans, which also paves the way for diseases, is self-criticism. You've seen cud chewers. They eat a piece of food, and when they have the opportunity, they bring it to their mouth a second time, chew it, and then swallow it. Almost all of us, almost all humans, are among the group of cud chewers, but not biologically, from a mental ego perspective. We receive a series of thoughts, and these thoughts intertwine with our mind. And just when we want to sleep, when we want to rest after a stressful and busy day, when we want to relax in bed, these thoughts come up again, and suddenly we have to analyze them one by one. The mental ego brings them up and says, analyze these. And we start analyzing from one angle to another in bed, and we can't sleep. Well, naturally, we go to a doctor. The only solution the doctor gives you is to give you sedative pills. And today, the use of sedative pills in the world is terrifying. It has billions of statistics. Why? Because a significant portion of humans are involved in mental self-criticism. For example, you have raised an issue at work, or you have said something in the company, you have argued with someone that had a source in your mental ego, meaning you wanted to prove yourself. Then you come to bed, and the mental ego brings this issue up again from your stomach, and you start self-criticizing like, I could have given this answer. With that statement, they wanted to question my personality. This is who I am. Tomorrow I will go and do this. This is how I defend myself. And you get so involved that suddenly you realize it's midnight and you haven't slept. This is a bitter story that unfortunately most people are involved in. Mental self-criticism during rest times. It's not just about bedtime. You go on a trip, you want to have peace. In the heart of the forest, by the sea, the mental ego starts to be active. During worship, in church, in the mosque, in the temple, it becomes active and does not allow you to make the most of the moment. So, one of the factors we should be aware of is mental self-criticism. One conclusion you can draw is that these self-criticisms will not solve any problem for us. Instead, they will add other problems for us in the future. The solution is to identify and set aside the mental ego, not to self-criticize. What could be the stimuli that lead to the creation of ruminating thoughts in our minds? These cases are numerous. Firstly, the main stimulus, the main engine of this, the fattening of the mental ego, which we have neglected and nurtured, and now it has dominated us. We should consider its condition. However, if we want to provide clearer examples, it includes negative experiences during childhood and adolescence, which accumulate and reside within a person. Despite having distanced yourself from those times, they still retain their freshness. The mental ego holds on to these like a collector, and precisely when you seek to relax, it arranges them on the stage of your mind. Placing yourself in stressful situations, be it professionally or socially, positions that are stress-inducing, provides the fertile ground for mental self-criticism. Unsuccessful relationships, marital relationships, social relationships, family relationships, and kinship relationships, for any reason, do not succeed. The relationships that are damaged do not purify within the human mind. Nowadays, many couples who contact me consider separation as the first option they think of. In the world, many get caught up in this issue. People may physically separate from each other, but the part of their shared memories will remain forever. And if the mental ego also assists in this, it will always engage them. Another factor of mental self-criticism is perfectionism. Maulana Jalal ad-Din Balkhi, known as Rumi, refers to this, saying, "There is no worse malady in your soul, O haughty one, than the conceit of perfection." Much blood must flow from your heart and eye, that self-complacency may go out of you. It means that the thought of perfection is one of the worst qualities that Rumi identifies in humans. You want to do something and constantly delay it because you want to do it in the best way, at the best time, with the best resources. The best will never happen, and as a result, you will never do that work. How much effort do you need to make to rid yourself of the thought of perfection? As Rumi said, much blood must flow from your heart and eye, that perfectionism may go out of you. Therefore, perfectionism, which in my opinion is best described as the thought of perfection, is one of the factors of mental self-criticism. Facing fear and phobias, which also promote mental ego and self-criticism in humans, is akin to people who fear needles and injections, especially children. When they receive a vaccination, they develop a phobia, sometimes even experiencing nightmares at night. This point is crucial. I wish that the scientists who pondered over vaccines also considered optimizing their use, as injecting a needle into the body is very frightening for children. Another factor that contributes to self-criticism is when a person eagerly awaits receiving information about an event or occurrence, such as medical test results, exam outcomes, bank loan approvals, and more. Unfortunately, we witness this issue particularly in individuals taking exams, where occasionally we notice that intelligent volunteers participating in exams and tests are emotionally distressed, while the philosophy behind these individuals not succeeding in exams is for them to pursue studies in a field, grow, and contribute to society. When their mental structure is distraught, they cannot effectively serve as needed for society. These are some of the factors that activate self-criticism in humans. When self-criticism becomes active, it does not allow a person to sleep or rest. It does not permit tranquility, meditation, prayer, or mantras. It weakens the meaningful aspects that provide identity, strength, and energy to a person. And on the other hand, it acts as a mental catalyzer, triggering illnesses such as allergies, like eczema, and mental illnesses in humans. Therefore, you can see the multifaceted nature of the process of becoming ill and how the mental ego plays a significant role in all of this. Thus, it is better to address this problem at its source. While respecting all methods offered by medical and psychiatric sciences, it is essential to emphasize that we must control the mental ego. When we control the mental ego, we fundamentally avoid entering any of these processes. Hopefully, you will be more successful than ever in controlling, identifying, and restraining the mental ego.
Danesh Media Update Ideas.